Hi there, welcome to CNT Collectibles IMC. Hope everyone is doing well, and welcome to 3 Up and 3 Down, where we look at the top 3 risers and fallers over the past week in baseball cards over on Card Ladder, and then we'll skip over to Starstock and take a look at some players who had great weeks on the field and see what, if anything, we should be doing with their particular cards. And of course, the risers and the fallers, if you're flipping, trading, doing whatever, you want volatility. And there's nothing more volatile than the cards that are moving 50, 100% over the course of a couple of days. And especially pay attention to the fallers. Those present the best buying opportunities. The risers, nothing much we can do to bet against those. So anyways, let's just get into it. Our number 3 faller for the week is the 2013 Topps update, Garrett Cole, who actually had a pretty good week. But there's a few questions surrounding his pitching style, and maybe in a few moments here we'll leave people of that. But anyways, downtrend continues, topping pattern. Quick breakdown, a little too much of a breakdown, and we saw a retest of the underside of that, and it failed, and so I'll continue to make some new lows, but it's at an interesting spot, down 43% in the week. Should present a decent opportunity if you're interested in that particular card. Some buying has shown up here in the past, and so we'll see what happens with that one. But as your number 3 faller for the week, our number 3 riser for the week is Gleyber Torres. This is the Topps Heritage Chrome, numbered out of 999, up 68% on the week. So kind of a big week here. It would be nice if he had a big year for Gleyber Torres fans, but he's continuing where he left off last year, and that was bad. And so it continues, but at least his cards are showing a little bit of love this past week here. Number 2 faller for the week, Ichiro Chrome traded in a PSA 9, continues downtrend. This had a high print of about $1,200. Back in the happy days when you couldn't lose, but he continues to trend down and respecting this range here. So we'll see what happens with Mr. Ichiro. We've got a lot of buying in this area, in that $300 area here. $250, $300, something like that. And this is a surefire Hall of Famer, and it's difficult to know what, is this cheap, is this expensive? And in the very near future, I'll put out a video showing you one way to perhaps value these guys. One way that we value things that are unvaluable. There's a couple different ways to do it, and we'll do a video on that and see if we can make some sense on whether or not just because the price goes down doesn't mean it's necessarily cheap. So we'll show you a couple ways to figure these things out. So all right, let's get on with it here. Number 2 riser for the week, Derek Jeter, 1993 upper deck with a monster move. You had your compression, which does lead to a break, but unfortunately there's nothing you can do about it because as soon as it broke, your next sale was up 79%. So consolidation, nice move up, and then a bit of a topping process here. But now you've had a monster move up to an area where there's been a few transactions here, and these people here might be looking at it and say, oh, I'm pretty close to even. Maybe I'd like to get my money back, and maybe you see some selling come back into this one and fill this area here. That's too much too quick, perhaps, but it's Jeter. You don't sell Derek Jeter, do you? So of course you do. People have. So that's your number 2 riser for the week. Number 1 faller for the week, Eddie Murray. Why? So down 55% for the week, slightly downtrend. So this recent move brought it up near its highs here, but again, respecting the top of the range, and now you're in an area where there has been some buying in the past. So if you're looking for Mr. Eddie Murray in a PSA 7, it's not an expensive card by any stretch, and you can see some buyers come in pretty quick on that one. We'll maybe we never see it again, I don't know, but if it rockets back to the top of the range, then we'll see him next week. So all right, number 1 riser for the week, Ronald Acuna Jr. So I'm guessing this sale happened before the injury. I don't know how many people are going to rush into gap his cards up 133% over the last sale here. So just what a shame on that one. Just real quick, here's a young guy on a very strong long-term, positive long-term path, and now he's going to be out for a year with a complete tear of an ACL. So fortunately, we're living in a day where that kind of an injury can be repaired and they can come back as good as new. I'm a Vikings fan, and I watched it in real time with Adrian Peterson. He came back better than ever. So I have high hopes for Mr. Acuna. They will come back better than ever next year and pick up right where he left off. But in the meantime, you might have a lot of scared people wanting to put a lot of money into these cards, and they may want out, and I think that will present an opportunity at some point when the dust clears. But for now, that is your number 1 riser, up 133%. All right, let's skip over to Fangraphs, and Starstock. All right, I know you're here for my pretty face, so I'll move myself out of the way here. But Jose Berrios of my Minnesota Twins, 7 innings pitched and earned a run, 3 base on balls, but 10 strikeouts. So looking like the near ace that he could be, but he hasn't really shown it yet. So looking at his past few years here, he's had one really good season, one pretty good season, but hasn't really been able to, and even last year was all right here, but hasn't really approached that ace potential that I think we're all, Twins fans, were all hoping for when he came up in 2016. So he certainly had the hype behind him, but his strikeout rate, sub 10. Base on balls, he's walking a decent amount of guys. His homeritis has kind of gone away a bit this year. He's kind of serving up a few more ground balls, but if you look at his ERA and his xFIP, I mean, he's pitching at a 350 area, which doesn't really scream ace material. And so here's was he 27 years, just turned 27, with not much to his name in the terms of wins above replacement. So even if he was a 6-win player, you would have to do that, basically be a 6-win player each of the next 3 years to really get back on track, to get be a 30-win player by the age of 30. So that would pitchers age a little bit better. So oops, 1 second here. Here's an even prettier face. We got to make sure we get in all the screen here. So, but yeah. So, anyways, to get back on that pace, a lot has to be done here. So, I would put him firmly in the not the long, buy him and hold him for the long-term basket. I'll put him in the trading basket. And you can see the Starstock A has spiked a bit here on a few decent starts. Came out of the gates fairly strong, and then drop back down. I think if you are interested in Jose Berrios, you're probably doing it for trading purposes. And so something closer to that dollar area, maybe $2, somewhere closer into that range is where you might get a better shot. All right, Garrett Cola, we talked about him. He had a nice week here. So and his prices, even though his cards got tanked, he had a nice pitching outing, and so we'll see what's going on with that one, what we want to do. But he did have a win. He had a complete game, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 12 strikeouts here. So 30 years old, and he's got 33 wins to his name. That's what you're looking for here. Can he over the next take that one out over the next 5 years here, can he be a 5-6 win player? So he's done it in the past, and so he's on the pace again this year. So we'll see how well he ages. But Garrett Cole, here's a guy that's worthy of keeping your eye on. So one of the concerns about him is spin rates and things of that nature. If they're going to crack, did he have a elevated spin rate, and are they going to crack down on that kind of stuff and take away all of his secret sauce here? But if you look at what he did in Houston, if you look at his inches of dropping his curveball and his slider, didn't really change a whole lot when he got to Houston, and he's replicating it when he got to New York. So he's really kind of doing what he's been doing here. So when you talk about spin rates and adjustments, you can see that there hasn't been a whole lot of change in his makeup here. So there's very subtle changes, if anything. But what he's doing is legit, and he's a high-end pitcher. And if he can keep doing this for a few years, I think that's someone to be interested in here. So Garrett Colisey is Starstock A, kind of hovering around this $25 to $30 area. The B's, I think there's a giant disconnect there, and maybe there is an opportunity in that. So I don't know if I would do much in here. I just don't do much with pitchers in general. But the B's present a decent opportunity. All right, Joey Gala, we've talked about him before, having a great season. 5 for 26, 4 home runs, 6 RBI, 6 runs for the week. All right, 5 home runs, not so impressive. 4 of those hits being home runs, pretty impressive. So 27 years old with 13 wins to his name. So not on a long-term Hall of Fame track, but he's a great guy, and I collect him. And if you collect him, I sure wouldn't fault you for that. So 2 to 3 win player, 2019, half a season. This was going to be a monster season for him, and so if he can pick it up right here and what he was doing in 2019 and keep what he's doing right now going, this will be a monster season. But he's got a high strikeout rate, but he walks it at a really nice clip here. Average is kind of low, and so this is what you're getting from him. You're getting a lot of power, a lot of home runs. You're getting a low average. And who cares? He's fun to watch and fun to cheer for here. But as far as that long-term investing basket, maybe not the best name there, but enjoy it while you can and trade him and have fun. And it looks like his Starstock A's. The SGC 9 is ripping a bit here, but the Starstock A's are coming into an area where there's been interest in the past here. So you could have some downside to maybe that $253 area, but there's upside to maybe $6 or something like that if he keeps doing what he is doing. So I like Joey Gallo. Why not? All right, Bryce Harper, 11 for 32, 1 home run, 8 ribbies, 7 runs scored. 28 years old. 38 wins, 39 wins roughly to his name, and the guy's an animal, 139 weighted runs created over the course of his career. So like him or not, you're looking at a Hall of Famer here, and if you're able to get his cards on the cheap, we called his over on Card Ladder, we've called his stuff pretty good, so pretty well, pretty good, pretty okay, I don't know, whatever. So over on Starstock, see if we can do the same here. So the Starstock A's are trending upwards. The PSA 9 is at a decent discount to the Starstock A, so I think that's a pretty interesting looking card. And you can see that the B's are starting to break out of this $5 area just a bit, and who knows where they go. But yeah, again, longer term, Hall of Famer. You don't have a Harper in your Hall of Fame collection, you might just have to kind of suck it up and do something with him in here. So Rhys Hoskins, 8 for 28, 2 home runs, 9 ribbies, and 6 runs scored. 28 years old with 10 wins to his name. Hasn't done a whole lot, and even this season, he's had 20 home runs. He's getting a little bit of love here. High strikeout rate, walk rate is down a little bit, and 113 weighted runs created. Excuse me. Still a above average bat, but a below elite level bat. So hasn't really done it yet. He's had some really great stretches, but you can see that his his exit velocity, max exit velocity, and hard hit rates are up there with again, it would indicate not elite but better than average. But as far as striking out and that's holding him back just a bit here on the old baseball savant. So anyways, what do we do with his cards? Again, I would put him in the trading basket, not the long-term investing basket, and his cards are at least at a very interesting spot here. They've reached that high level of $2.50 to $4, and now they're coming down to sub $1 here. And people pay attention to home runs. If he keeps hitting home runs at his current pace, could be a pretty darn interesting card. And we'll end it up here with the Franmil Reyes, 7 for 26 over the past. This goes back to last, I think, Sunday or something like that. Doing it on Sunday, yeah, I'm busy Monday, so not so special here. 3 home runs, 9 ribbies, and 5 runs scored. So, all right, 26 years old with 3 wins to his name. You'd love to see him do this at age 24, but you don't always get what you want here. Cleveland, is that hurting him just a bit here? I don't know here. Weighted runs created 143, having a monster season. High strikeout rate, not much in the way of walks. The average 272, which is good to see. He's at least hitting the ball here. And 14 home runs, so he's on that. He's on kind of that 35 home run pace here. So. Yeah, what do you do with him? He's youngish. I mean, he just really needs to pick it up from here and Nelson Cruz his way for the next 12 years if he's going to do something long-term. So until that happens, I will keep him in the trading basket here, not the long-term investing basket. So Franmil, what do you do here? The PSA 10s are absolutely ripping. My apologies, my computer stopped the recording here, but I only had like 30 seconds left. So anyways, his cards are absolutely ripping here, but if we take away the PSA 10s, you can see that the A's are coming back into a pretty decent area, and the B's there we go. B's as well getting a decent lift here, 10 to 20 cents. That's a double, my friends. So anyways, Franmil Reyes, even if he has just a couple of even if he's not a long-term investment, if he has a couple of really monster years over the next 5 or 6, there's still something to be made and money to be made on that particular card, and he's having a very nice season thus far. So all right, that's what I have for you. I hope everybody has a great start to the week here, and we'll talk to you very soon. Thank you very much. Bye now.